I think AWEPA is unique because it's the only institution, stroke any NGO, that is constantly and consequently fighting for the role of parliaments in Africa.
AWEPA is connecting parliamentarians with parliamentarians, and the best part of it is when we are interacting, having dialogue, as for instance yesterday evening when we discussed the situation in Burundi and the East African Legislative Assembly, what they are doing, what they are planning, and how they handle the situations. I think those meetings, parliamentarians to parliamentarians, is very important.
Yo creo que AWEPA es un gran instrumento de penetración en la clase política africana para que sean pues políticos no corruptos, políticos honestos, políticos que trabajen por su país. Y aquí AWEPA lo está haciendo y yo creo que debe seguir haciéndolo.
I think it's only when you are in African countries and when you are engaging with parliamentarians and also with the communities and people who are working on the ground that you really see the issues that are facing African society. Because it's one thing to talk about it in a theoretical way in a European Parliament, and then it's very different when you bring a perspective of having been in Africa back to the European Parliament.
We got to know a minister in South Africa, that was the other project, who said, without AWEPA I would not be where I am. And it was her learning, her coming into politics and be coached by AWEPA, which led her political career.
I had the opportunity to give class lessons to women, new politicians in Africa, South Africa, Mozambique, and I talked about my own position to the women. They thought a man who is going to talk about women's rights and human rights and gay rights, what does he know about it? He's a man. And then I talked about my youth and what happened in my youth. I had also poverty, my parents were divorced, and it was very quiet, and they were listening to my story, and there was a kind of connection, and then they thought, oh, that's not that long ago. So there are always things that we can learn from each other.
Certainly for the women, and more especially for girls, that they could study and also work. And for me, if they are not prevented in studying or in working by traditional activities or traditional harmful practices, it will be also already some progress that we can make. So I hope for the girls and the women in Africa, because there will be the power for the future.
If we look at the parliaments where AWEPA is active, I think they are becoming much more vibrant, much more active, proactive, and that is to me the most positive. It's not only about quantity, the number of parliaments, it's also about quality. And there I see that democracy is deepening, step by step, gradually, and that gives us hope for the future.